There is just one trading strategy that I use every single day. It's stupidly simple, incredibly reliable, and it's the reason that I'm leaving 2025 living my dream life despite starting with only $300 in 2024. The strategy I'm teaching you today has continued to prove itself as the most powerful strategy out there right now, and as you can see by all the trades on screen, these were all taken or tested in real markets over the span of just 1 month. And by the end of this video, you will know the ins and outs of this strategy, so I want you to come back to this timestamp so you can see all these setups and they will all make perfect sense and you will understand exactly why this strategy is so ridiculous. But before I get into this video, I still need to say that trading will never be easy. It took me a whole year of real dedication and discipline to become profitable, and that's considered a really short amount of time. And the only reason I managed to become profitable in that short of a time is because of the strategy that I'm about to show you. But please just keep that in mind, because once you've watched this video, you'll know how to trade a profitable strategy inside and out, but you'll still need to train that mindset. So what actually is the strategy? Well, it's often known as the LSD model, and it's basically just breaking down the core fundamentals of every market and putting it into one strategy. So starting off with liquidity, all liquidity is are people's stop losses, and that's where the money is at, okay? Liquidity is just money sitting in the market, and price likes to hunt these stop losses because that's where large clusters of orders are. Institutions will use those to enter their own positions, and that's why we often see small sweeps of highs and lows before it goes in its intended direction. So price will grab liquidity so big players can enter without slippage, and once they're triggered, the markets will go in their real direction. You can see an example of it here. This is a level of liquidity. You can see this is a real swing low. Price comes barely below it, and then we shoot off, and this is the intended direction that we plan to catch. Now that is a very basic explanation of liquidity, but that is all you need to know for the moment. And next we need to know what supply is. And all it is a zone where sellers were stronger than buyers, okay? A supply zone is simply an area on the chart where institutions dumped large sell positions before, and price dropped aggressively from this area because the selling pressure outweighed the buying pressure. It's all on screen. You can screenshot this, you can see exactly what it is, but I'm about to show you an example. And when price comes back to these supply zones, okay, big players who missed their original orders, or maybe they need to re-enter or fill in the rest of their orders, will get in at this zone and it will dump once again. So as you can see right here, we had strong selling power. This was clearly outweighing all the buying power. And then when price comes back up to this zone, it just absolutely dumps, because this is everyone selling because they got in the rest of their orders, and we are trying to get in on this move. And finally, all we need to know is what an area of demand is, and this is very simple because it is just the opposite of what supply was. So buyers were stronger than sellers. Price basically rallied aggressively from an area because the buying pressure outweighed the selling pressure, and when price returns to it, then likely it will go up. Okay, so once again right here, we had extremely strong buying pressure, and when price came back down to this zone, everyone bought because they are filling in the rest of their orders. Maybe they missed out on this price, or this is just a good price for investors because the difference between entering at the top of this move compared to the bottom of this move will be worth tens of millions of dollars to these investors, okay? And these three things are the core market movers that you need to be aware of as a trader, and identifying them can be broken down into some simple steps. But firstly, let me show you exactly what we're trading. So in terms of time frame, I personally trade the 5-minute and the 30-minute. These are my preferred time frames, and they have been tested over decades, and we know they work extremely well. I'm sure it works well on any time frame you please, because these are just universal concepts that work on every single market. But these are my preferred time frames. They work really well, and I would recommend either of these. But either way, today I'm going to be breaking down the strategy as a whole, so you don't need to worry about which one you're trading. It will work pretty much the same on each one. And as for pairs we're trading, honestly, we have so many options because these are just historically proven market movers that investors and institutions have preached for years. So you can trade pretty much whatever you want. And in terms of futures, ones that work really well are gold, NAS 100, even smaller ones like Germany 30 and Hong Kong 33, they will all work really well, especially on the 5-minute time frame. Gold is my favorite for the 5-minute time frame. It just works so well. I've back tested on videos of it before, and it is just extremely powerful. And as for Forex, once again, most pairs will work. However, JPY pairs tend to work extremely well, so I definitely recommend trying some of those out. GBP JPY on the 30-minute is absolutely absurd. Once again, this is something I'll definitely recommend you test after this video. But yeah, these shown are some of the strongest ones. USD JPY, Chef JPY, GBP CAD. You can even trade Euro USD if you want no spreads. Even smaller pairs like GBP NZD are just amazing. So you can really test whatever you'd like. And as for sessions, once again, all sessions will work pretty well. These are just the most universal, proven concepts over decades and decades of testing, okay? These will always be working. Personally, I like to trade London and New York to get the best of the volume from each. So I trade from 8 AM to 3 PM UTC. You can trade whatever time you want really, but this is the recommended time for me. Even Asia session will work great though, especially for them JPY pairs. So try whatever you want, definitely do your own testing, but 8 AM till 3 PM UTC is my preferred time. And hopefully you followed these well, because I'm now going to go onto the markets and show you exactly how we spot these zones every single day. So firstly, I'm going to be showing you how I use the LSD model to spot areas of demand, then I'll be going through supplies, and then I'll be going through some small rules to increase your win rate and risk to reward like crazy. So starting off right here, as you can see on screen, the first thing we needed to see for a demand example was a big push up. All right, okay, so buyers are clearly just destroying the sellers right now. We are getting straight bullish candles, and what do? We mark out the area right at the bottom. But in order to keep this consistent and mechanical, so there's no guesswork involved, all we're going to do is we're going to mark the bearish candle before this large move happened. All right, very simple stuff. It's the exact same for supply zones. I'll go through this in a minute, of course, but this right here would be a very valid supply zone. You can see we dumped right here, so the bullish candle before it. If we want another demand example, we can easily find one literally right here. This is a clear area of demand because we shot off very quickly. All right, so that is all we're going to do every single time. This will not change at the moment, and we now have found an area of demand. So we'll call this our demand zone, all right? But now we need to wait for price to create a level of liquidity in front of our zone, okay? I'm sure you can see where this is going, but all we need is a swing low to get created right in front of the zone. And this has immediately made this zone so much stronger than a normal supply and demand zone, because we are implementing one of the market's strongest market movers. All investors, all profitable traders you don't know about, they're all implementing liquidity into their strategies. Pretty much every strategy includes it, okay? And this is the one key thing that normal supply and demand is missing. And we now have the 3 strongest market movers all into one strategy. But in order to validate this level of liquidity, the last thing we need to see is a break of structure. And this is it, okay? We have our demand zone, we now have our level of liquidity right here, and we broke structure, confirming that, you know, breakout traders are getting in over here. We now even have another demand zone, so if price comes down to here and gets a reaction, we know normal supply and demand traders are getting in right here, and that's only going to create more stop losses and more liquidity below this low, okay? You don't need to worry about all that. All you need to know is that a level of liquidity is right in front of our zone, so when price comes down to this, which it does right here, we can now confidently enter this position because we have just taken out a very, very clean level of liquidity right in front of the zone. We have got a very clean break of structure, which is confirming direction and confirming that a lot of orders have been filled, okay? And then we came down to the zone and we've got an amazing rejection. You'll frequently see these insane rejections from our zones because it is just filling in every single necessary factor for the markets to want to fully commit in our direction. And in terms of entry model on a trade like this, I'll explain entry models a lot more later, but we'll definitely enter on the flip on a trade like this. And our stop loss will be right below this candle, okay? 1 pip below the candle that went deepest into the zone. That is the easiest way I can say it. And for targets, this is going to be the most impressive part about this strategy, because markets have filled in every requirement they need to see in order to commit in our direction, okay? We're overall bullish, we've taken out a level of liquidity, and we've reached a great price for investors. We've even broken structure to show that direction is definitely going up, and now we can target pretty much wherever we want, okay? The limit for this strategy is the moon. And a lot of the time I do like to target the highs as kind of a TP1. So I'll have a TP1, I'll take off half of my position and put stop loss to break even once we reach this point. And then on a trade like this, we could easily target a 1 to 10. This is a very good example of a liquidity supply and demand trade. And yeah, let's see how it runs. And that is TP hit within not long at all. That's like 30 candles, okay? This strategy is absolutely ridiculous. You are not seeing these kind of reactions from zones on any other strategy, okay? I'm sure a lot of you have maybe come from other strategies, but this is, at least for me, the most insane thing I've ever seen. And I've never looked back since I kind of realized how this works, because I mean, yeah, it's life-changing. And all it is literally just 3 simple steps: a large push up, a level of liquidity, and a break of structure. You will see that all the time, okay? You will want to trade multiple pairs for sure. You might not get too many if you're just trading one pair, but I mean, if we look back on GJ right here, you can see our trade frequency is pretty good. We will get slower periods where we might not get too many trades, but that is why we trade multiple pairs. And they will come in all different, shapes and sizes. For example, okay, this one's also very clean. We have 2 levels of liquidity right here. The sun is in my eyes. Oh my God, penthouse view killing me. But it's just the same principles every single time. We have our level of liquidity in front of our demand zone, which was created by this push up. We then broke a high and we came down to the zone. Okay, it is the same thing. They'll come in all different shapes and sizes. I'll show you some more examples, but 1 to 10 target, and you can see this just kept going up. You could have targeted a 1 to 30 on this. You could have, it's insane, okay? Here's one that's significantly smaller structure and didn't push off the zone quite as quick. This is still an amazing trade. This is 4.5% if you're risking 1%. This is a 1 to 4.5. Other strategies couldn't dream of that, and that's just like average for us. But in terms of the setup, the liquidity is just 2 candles. That's generally the minimum we like to see. We like to see 2 candles or more because this can form a proper swing low. If it's just 1 candle, then it will likely look very weak. But this is a very clean trade. We had that, and then we broke the high that made the liquidity, and we came down. That's all it is. It is so simple, and it is the most effective strategy I've ever seen. This one absolutely shot off immediately. Same principles. This one is slightly smaller structure with a slightly smaller target because we're very high up in the market. But it is always the same principle: liquidity and break of structure. And this will just constantly happen. But as we explained, these trades will also come in the form of a supply. So right here, you can see we had an excessive dump, right? A lot of sellers were at this area. So when price revisits this, we'll likely see a large reaction. But we needed to see in front of it was this level of liquidity. We actually kind of made 2, but we had our break of structure right here. And then we came up to the zone, entered just on the bearish close, and then shot down. Very simple. Okay, 1 to 10. Okay, well, there's just another 1 to 10 back to back on it. Even on larger structure trades, you can see we have our level of liquidity in front of it, and we have our supply zone, and we come into it and we just shoot towards the lows, and that's where our target was. Once again, a 1 to 10. This will happen over and over again. But yeah, I'm sure you kind of get the idea by now on how to kind of find these setups. So let me go through some rules and just general things you need to follow in order to trade this strategy correctly. I'll be going through these pretty quickly, so get your notepads out. But number 1, price cannot close inside our zones, okay? As soon as it closes inside the zone, it's invalid and its win rate will drop by an insane amount, okay? So we need to see a wick rejection just like this, and then, a close. This makes our win rate extremely good. It makes things really mechanical, and it's been the most successful for us over tens of years of testing, so I'm always going to stick by it. Now, the next thing is that liquidity cannot be too far away from your zone, okay? So if your trade is all the way down here, bit of lag, your demand zone is down here, and your liquidity is, all the way up here or something, that is too far because that is no longer affecting this trade. We generally want it to be kind of within this sort of distance. It'll obviously change between different structures of trades, but the ideal type of structure is that we come quite close to the zone and then come down, okay? The furthest we'd probably allow is something that looks like this, okay? And the zone's like down here. That's probably like the furthest we'd allow. So just visually, that's what it looks like. There are rules that we used to go by, but all the pairs just change so drastically with differences in volume, so it's hard to always stick by one. This is an example of where liquidity is pretty much the furthest it could possibly be away from the trade. You can see visually this is just quite far, and it is probably only just affecting the setup by this point. Another rule is that liquidity cannot touch the zone, so the liquidity does need to be far away from the zone enough to where it's not already tapped, because that means investors have already kind of filled in all their orders. So an example like this is technically valid because our level of liquidity did not touch our zone. However, we generally like to see it a little bit further away, okay? Because this just shows that they haven't got their good price yet. And when we revisit it, this is the best price they will be getting. So ideally, it's a little bit further away than this, but it is technically valid as long as it doesn't touch the zone. I think that's about it, really. I mean, there's other rules about drawing zones. There's accuracy zones, but I'll leave that to another video. There are plenty of videos on this channel on how to do things like that. There's also videos on entry models. So I'd recommend going to check those out if you are interested in testing this. But for now, go back test this shit, okay? I don't want you to take my word for it because I'm just a guy on YouTube. You cannot trust all the guys on YouTube that are telling you these strategies, okay? I need you to back test this yourself because this shit is real. This is actually the craziest strategy I've ever seen. As long as you're trading it right and they all look similar to the setups that I've showed you today and they follow every single rule, not just one of them, then you will see the most profitable strategy you have ever seen. It will take time to master, and obviously in live markets you still do have that mindset included, so you need to master that yourself, but it will not take long for you to start seeing profitable results in back testing, and as soon as you've got that, you will not be turning back. Okay, but that is the end of this video. I hope you got some value out of this, and I'll see you in the next one. I did not click my fingers. Peace.